Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's Friday night, so you know what that means. It is time for the newest episode of Friday Night Wars, the hottest sports debate show in the game today. And I'm talking, so you already know what that means. The guy in the NASCAR shirt with the Tom Brady jersey won again. And I wish that I could tell you, Joe Morley, that I'm surprised, but I'm not. I'm not at all, because I've been telling you for months, Joe, that you can survive for as long as you want. But once all those book club votes run out, I was going to be on top of Friday Night Wars week in, week out. I think I'm on 2 or 3. I know we've had a couple gaps in the middle because of vacations and stuff. 2 or 3 week winning streak. No big deal. We'll just keep that running this week. Let's get into it.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Step into the 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 war zone. Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone.
Oh, I'm so scared. I am stepping. What'd you say?
Joe Morley sucks, and I'm going to win 20 episodes before you. I need one more. First to 20. I think you were the first to 10. Congratulations. The last first you're going to have on this show.
I'll get to 20, and I'll get to 20 before you. It's just a game of runs. It's a game of runs.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Using my lines against me.
Just letting you know. That's how it happens. It's football season, and I own football season.
It is football season. I'm very excited to get into it this football season. Hopefully any crazy Super Bowl picks that you have don't come true like the Phoenix Suns did in the NBA season. We're going to be talking about Amari Cooper and his self-claim. Well, he claimed himself to be the best receiver in football. Then had a big game.
Crown him? Crown him.
Had a big game in the opening kickoff Thursday Night Football last night, which was a ton of fun, by the way, if you guys want to check out and watch back the stream. And then we're going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens and how much trouble are they actually in with all these injuries. And then we're each going to pick a matchup in the entire NFL season that we would want to be in attendance for if we could just score some free tickets real quick. It's going to be a jam-packed show. Joe Morley, I'm excited. Football started.
I'm excited. I'm just ready for football. And I think we have some really good topics. It's all football show, so why not? It's Friday night. I'm with you. Where else could I be here on a Friday night without you, Mike? I need you every Friday night.
I'm sure you missed me a ton. Anyways, I'll go first. Let's officially go to war.
Is Amari Cooper the best WR in the NFL?
No way is Amari Cooper the best WR in the NFL. This really isn't a debate, in my opinion. Yes, he had a great season opener. Congrats, Coop. I'm so happy for you. That's for the 20. Thanks for the 20 spot in my standard scoring league. Much appreciated. He went for 100-plus yards 3 times last year, Joe, but still was extremely inconsistent. There are patterns surrounding certain players' career. Now, when I see that pattern forming over a 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes even 10-year period, I don't expect it to just suddenly be broken in 2021, let alone after one great game of a season opener of all games. That's the same reason I'm so hard on Fitzmagic, and I've preached it a million times, so I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. Amari Cooper's career-long trend has been random games where he pops off like this, boosts his final stat yardage for those Amari Cooper lovers to come in here and tell us how great he is, and then it's back to his less than 50-yard games, his random one-catch 12-yard games with a touchdown sprinkled in over a month-long period. Inconsistent in a loaded offense. No, this one good game does not elevate Coop to the league's best WR when D-Hop's been doing this. He's been doing this game in, game out, year in, year out for his entire career. Amari Cooper, you can't flash back into the past and erase your entire inconsistent career and just claim yourself the best wide receiver in football. Not going to happen. Not going to let slide.
All right. It's tough for me to say that Amari Cooper is the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I'm not saying that he is over the course of his career. I'm guessing he's talking about right now in the NFL, if he's the best wide receiver right now. Of course, why not? Why not, Mike? Why not make him the best wide receiver in the NFL? If he truly deep down believes that he's the best wide receiver in the NFL, then he is the best wide receiver in the NFL. 7 years he's been in the NFL. 5, and this is counting his 7th year. This is his 7th year. 5 out of the last 6 years, he's got over 1,000 yards, Mike. 5 out of 6 years. He's 27 years old, which is probably the peak for an NFL wide receiver, right? And he gets 13.7 yards per catch. The dude is catching touchdowns left and right. I think he just tied. So I think he just had in 33 games with the Dallas Cowboys, he has as many touchdowns as he had in 50 games with the Raiders. He's a precise route runner. He does everything they need him to do. So Amari Cooper, yes, if he truly believes he is because who else is better than him? Who else is better than Amari Cooper when he's at the top of his game? Not many, Mike.
Yeah,
not
exactly. Exactly.
So I always say if he's around the top 5, it doesn't matter what damn order you put your top 5 in, as long as he's there. And if he considers himself the best, Amari Cooper is the best.
First of all, okay, and if he considers himself the best wide receiver and we can just go ahead and give him that, then guess what? Guess what? I am the president of the United States.
You could be, because the president of the United States doesn't even know he's the president of the United States.
Okay. That's a whole other rabbit hole that we could go down. But anyways, if he could just say that he's the best at something, then I am the best Friday Night Wars host of all time.
And I would agree with that if you believe in it.
I love how you twisted this because you really were pinned against the corner here.
First of all, I have to do something nice. I have to agree with the Cowboys, and then I have to agree with Amari Cooper, who the Raiders traded. And you know what? It's not that big. It's not that bad of an argument because Amari Cooper does. Look what he did. Look what he did last night. He backed up his talk last night, did he not? Against one of the top NFL defenses.
The week after that. I want to see it week in, week out from the best wide receiver in the NFL. I'll say it right now, Amari Cooper's not my top 10. Doesn't even touch my top 10.
Play to your crowd. Rule number 1. That's right, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. We got
Cowboys wins round 1.
Cowboys Can fan shows up to the episode of Friday Night Wars where I have you just pinned to the wall in an argument, and he's like, I'm coming in with the only vote for Joe.
And I'll take it. Shots fired.
Anyways, you have Mark Cooper in your top 10 if you had to rank him.
In my top 10 this year, probably. I leave him out because of bias, but most people put him in. He's $100 million receiver, Mike. He's a top receiver in the NFL. Cowboys Cam fan, what do you think? Is he the best wide receiver in the NFL? What do you guys think? You guys let us know.
Don't ask him.
Is he better than CeeDee Lamb?
No.
So you're not even saying he's the best wide receiver on his own team?
No.
You're dead wrong. You're wrong.
I could be wrong about that takes a little bit closer to a debate, but we shouldn't even be debating whether he's the best wide receiver on his team if he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I keep saying wide receiver. He's the best WR in the NFL. He's 12th best. I saw that in there.
Mike's going to learn week 2 when Amari Cooper is taking Asante Samuel to school.
I hope so. Oh, yeah, we do play them next. Oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But I hope so because I have Amari Cooper on my fantasy team, and I can't trade him away, which is confusing to me because he's the best WR in the NFL. Why shouldn't I be able to get him away? I've been giving him away for free in some of these deals. I sent out a deal for 1 second-round draft pick in a league where we keep 11 roster spots. There's no one left after that. And I still got denied in a trade that I sent out for Amari Cooper because I can't stand this 30 points this week and then next week I'm going to get 3 points out of him. I can't stand
Fanatics says it's top 5 to top 7.
Nope.
So if he's in the top 5, top 7 range, it doesn't matter how you rank him.
Not even in the top 5, top 7 range.
In your top 5,
Adams, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. Keenan Allen's better than Amari Cooper.
No, come.
DK Metcalf's better than Amari Cooper.
Hey, Mike, keep digging that hole. Keep digging that hole. Go ahead. I'll let you.
DK Metcalf's better than Amari Cooper. A lot better than Amari Cooper.
DK Metcalf?
Tyreek Hill.
Get out of here. You're crazy. Look, even Regan says, I think he's saying no way to you.
DK Metcalf had 1,600 yards last year. Math says the average is 100 yards a game.
So we're just going by stats, or are we going by everything about the wide receiver position? The route running.
What is Amari Cooper better at than DK Metcalf? Route running? What else?
He looks good.
I like DK. Looks a little bit better because I look like bodybuilder.
I mean, if you're into that kind of guy, yeah. If you like the buff kind of dude.
That guy you're into. Depends on what colors you wear to represent your team. If you wear blue, dark blue and gray and white and all these Cowboys colors, which I'm a Cowboys supporter, I guess you can say. I love Dak Prescott. I love CeeDee Lamb. I love Zeke, the eat freak. I love all those guys, but not Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's not going to be on the team in the next couple of years. They're going to
Amari Cooper and Andy Dalton.
I don't care.
You should care.
DeAndre Hopkins had a string of quarterbacks that were awful, and DeAndre Hopkins was the best wide receiver at WR.
How many touchdowns did DeAndre Hopkins have last year?
I don't know.
7. And you consider him a great guy.
That's good. That's 1 every 2 games.
You know how many Amari Cooper had?
Touchdowns. Receiving.
You know how many Amari Cooper had?
Something. What?
5.
5.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he had Andy Dalton on him. And Ben DiNucci, your quarterback, Ben DiNucci, was throwing to Amari Cooper, and he was making Ben DiNucci look good.
He was not making anyone look good. Go look at his game logs. He had like 3 big games last year, and the rest was just stinky. I'll take 11. That's debatable, but I think I have him around like 13 or 14. I did a list and everything, and I have him way down. I like Allen Robinson more.
You want to hear my top 5 wide receivers in the NFL, Mike?
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, Amari Cooper, Amari Cooper, Amari Cooper, Amari Cooper.
All right, let's move on to the next round. I won that round, by the way. If we're marking it down, put it on my board, please.
If you guys want to vote for who won that round, go ahead and put it in the comments section right now, because Mike likes to look at it and say, I won. But go ahead. JOE right there.
Joe, you're going first in the next one, by the way. I need to recover from this.
Are the Ravens a good enough team to overcome early injuries?
Normally, I would say yes, but I am totally not sold on the Baltimore Ravens. I've already been down on them, Mike, and you and Tony have been like going back and forth on me and saying, "Oh, Joe, you're too hard on the Ravens. You're too hard on the Ravens." Well, now with all these injuries, the Ravens are completely done. There's no bouncing back from this. So much weight is going to be on Lamar Jackson's shoulder, and it was already there. Now you're adding even more pressure. Lamar Jackson has been going downhill since his rookie year, if you don't believe it or not. But without Marcus Peters, their top cornerback, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, J.K. Dobbins, plus tons of other guys that are on the IR now. I think they put 4, and man, I'm trying to think. There's more cornerbacks and stuff. They had like 10 guys on the IR right now. But the Baltimore Ravens don't have enough. They don't have enough to continue. We'll see on Monday night against the Raiders how much of this offense was affected by the running back position, because, Mike, they are a running team. They've never been able to really have a passing game with Lamar Jackson, and now you're down to your 4-string running back or Latavius Murray, who you just signed off the street. No, I don't. In this division that they're in, with the up-and-coming Browns, with the Steelers still doing their thing, the Baltimore Ravens do not have enough to overcome early injuries, and this season will be a long season for them and Lamar Jackson, and they won't get it done.
Ooh, won't get it done. We'll talk about that after the debate and how much you don't think they're going to get it done. Well, I've got some questions. Thank you for Mike on the mic. Regan's Corner knows what he's doing. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. We'll check out your stuff right after this. Yeah, exactly. His name's Keenan Allen. Anyways, into my Ravens argument. The Ravens injuries have been very unfortunate and come at a terrible time. Trust me, as a Chargers fan, I know about camp injuries and how painful they are. I feel for the Baltimore Ravens fan base right now. But the small light at the end of the tunnel for B More is the fact that they have a lot of depth at cornerback. Losing Marcus Peters doesn't hurt as much as it would if you didn't have that depth. And the running back is the easiest position to replace on the roster, in my opinion, in football. Marcus Peters, yes, big losses defense, 100% took a hit there. But when you look at the depth chart, the Ravens still have Jimmy Smith who can come in and can contribute. He's been a long-time Baltimore Raven. He's a veteran in this league. He's been in these situations before where he's had to come in and back up during injuries like this, and he's been productive. So I expect him to do it again. And it becomes a little bit less painful, still painful, but I'd take a Peterless Ravens secondary over about 10 other secondaries in the league still. So it's not like this Marcus Peter injury just ends their entire season. Their defense is going to be awful now. And that includes your Raiders. I would rather have this secondary without Marcus Peters than the Raiders secondary. At running back, they picked up multiple veteran RBs. Smart move, in my opinion, in this situation that can come in and play immediately, that have experience learning new playbooks and operating on the fly like this. And learning the playbook for a running back isn't too tough anyways. Maybe a little bit tougher in Baltimore because they do run a lot of RPO. They run a lot of option plays. I'm only concerned about the chemistry between those running backs and Lamar Jackson on those option plays, especially the speed options around the edge when you're playing teams like the Cleveland Browns who have Myles Garrett or the Steelers who have TJ Watt that can end up play right then and there if there's a miscommunication between the two. But with reps and with time, they'll get it together, and the Baltimore Ravens offense is going to look similar to what it was going to look like anyways. This team is still very much, in my opinion, an easy, locked-in playoff team, and as long as number 8 is on the field, they will be competing within the AFC's best teams.
So that guy that Jimmy Smith that you were talking about, he's hurting. He's hurting right now. He's questionable for week 1. Yes, there's a lot of questionable guys for week 1. Questionable, doubt for. Derek Wolfe is hurt. When you're talking about all injuries, we're not just talking about the running back position. We're talking about everything. Bateman is – we forgot to bring up wide receiver Bateman, their draft pick. He's on the IR. Huh?
They're going to run the ball 30 times.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be hurting.
They were 12-4 last year without any wide receivers. I'm just saying that they're still going to be what they've been. Just all those upgrades that they made might be getting canceled out. They're going to be okay. They're going to be a playoff team. Over the course of the year, they're still a playoff team.
Not counting all these injuries, and we could put this all into one argument, not counting this, they even lost like their best lineman, one of their best linemen in the offseason. They haven't had a great offseason to go along with all these injuries. It adds up, Mike. These injuries add up. When you don't have depth and you can't do it, injuries add up. And how many games can you afford to lose early in the season before you get some of these guys back, if they come back, or before these running backs start to learn the offense and they start getting rolling? How many of these guys can you afford to – I mean, how many games can you afford to lose in this division with the Steelers and the Browns on their way up?
Well, they already got week 1 in the bag, so they don't got to worry about week 1. But from there on, I mean, I feel like if the Ravens are 500 at midseason when all these guys are coming back, I feel confident that they're still going to be a good team. They're going to be a wild card team still. They went from competing for the division to competing for the division with a pretty secure spot in the wild card race.
It's funny how many people, even like Tony's acting like Taysom Williams is going to be the 2021 James Robinson. It's funny how many people are on his board right now. Like, I just had a guy in my fantasy league throwing his name in the group chat, like, "Hey, get Taysom Williams. He's the number 1 running back right now." Like, do you know where he was like a week ago? He was the 4th-string running back. He couldn't beat out any of these guys. All of a sudden, he's one of the best running backs in the league because he plays for Baltimore. Come on. I'm not buying the hype.
They're going to be fine. They were doing this with Mark Ingram a couple of years ago. We saw what Mark Ingram has done since then. Not very much.
Le'Veon Bell is going to come here and just rock?
No,
is that what you're saying?
Rock. I'm not saying
Devontae Freeman is going to regain his form with the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm not saying that they're going to come out and go undefeated. I'm just saying that they're still going to be a good team.
I like Latavius Murray, but Latavius Murray, come on.
They're still just going to be a good team. Who'd they have before? Gus Edwards to Latavius Murray. Yeah, it's a slight downgrade, but it isn't insane. We aren't talking about like a Patrick Mahomes to Derek Carr drop-off.
Wow. And people vote for you. People actually come on here and vote for you after all this garbage that you spill out.
19 trophies. They speak for themselves.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. A bunch of kids that don't know football coming on and voting for you.
That's what they say in the comment sections of my videos usually. So at least some people agree with you, Joe. I'm a biased Lamar Jackson supporter. That's probably what it is. That's the comment I get usually.
You have Lamar Jackson as your MVP this year. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's rough now, but I'm still gonna stick to my guns because I already said it.
No way it happens. Lamar Jackson might fall out of the top 10 this year.
If he finishes in 11th, I mean the 11th best player in the league. That's not too bad for me. I mean, I feel like that's a really, 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 really good player right there. Anyways, let us know who won that one. Do you guys think the Ravens are doomed, or do you think the Ravens are okay? I think they're okay. Joe thinks that they're in a little bit of trouble here. I guess it really depends on when they can get these guys back. If they can get them back before like week 4, they're going to be just fine. But like you said, if it drags out and and they find themselves in like a 3-5 hole or something, that's tough to dig out of. So they ain't losing week 1. That's the only thing I do know for sure.
Why not?
Because they're playing a team that's going to only win like 5 games this year. On prime time.
Hit the button.
All the pressure, everything's on. Yeah, they stand no chance. Anyways, moving on to the next round. I'll go first in this one.
If you can have tickets to one NFL game this year, which one would it be?
Joe, I was originally going to go with the Pats versus Buccaneers showdown that's set for week 4. It's going to be Brady versus Belichick. It's going to be a historic game, and that is a game that I would want to witness. But the more I sat on it, it's probably going to piss you off because you would probably go with this game if you'd have known I was going to switch like this. I found another game that interests me just a little bit more. The date, January 9th, 2022. The place, Viva Las Vegas. The matchup, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, how could I not want to be at this game in person? I would not only get to see my LA Chargers punch their ticket into the playoffs in week 18 of the season, I would also get to see the Raiders lose their 12th game of the year to finish an absolutely awful season. And I want to go to the game in Vegas for specific reasons. And why would I want to do that? You're probably thinking, why would you want to do that, Mike? That's because I get to see all of your stupid ass face paint running down your guys' faces with the tears of realizing just how much your team stinks. I want to witness a sold out Allegiant Stadium full of Raiders fans at their lowest moment of depression when it comes to the sport of football, so I can laugh in all of their faces. I may run after laughing, but I'm pretty quick. I feel like I can get out of there alive if I run fast enough. All these other games, they're great choices, and I'm interested to hear about which game you would go to, Joe. But I'll go to that Chargers-Raiders game in Week 18 just to see your fan base suffer.
Why would you wait till Week 18? Why would you go Week 4 when they're in SoFi? It's going to be the same amount of Raider fans. The same Raider fans are going to be there, sold out, and that's like our second home is SoFi. You just go there if you want to do that.
How would you even know that? They've never had a game in SoFi with fans in it.
Because the Chargers don't have fans. The Chargers don't have fans, Mike. Anyways, let's go to mine. Mine is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm just kidding. Why would I pick a crappy game like that to determine who's first place? I don't care who has the first pick in the NFL draft. I'm going to go to week 9 of the NFL season, Mike. The Green Bay Packers versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. The Super Bowl that we should have got last year, but we didn't because Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came. Kevin King and let Scotty Miller run right by him right before halftime. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Here we go. This is going to be one hell of a matchup. I'm waiting for this one because this could potentially be another Super Bowl matchup, and I'm not getting Super Bowl tickets, so why not go to Arrowhead?
I like it. Yeah, that actually, Joe, is my Super Bowl matchup this year. Is it my pick?
And you didn't pick it, so put it on the board.
Well, I was just so confident I was going to win the first 2 rounds. Maybe I did a little throwaway around here just to take another jab at the Raiders. It's fun.
You did. And I could have easily picked, like, I want to be in Las Vegas, week 1, Ravens versus Raiders. First Las Vegas game with fans. Monday night, ready to go. I could have easily picked that one.
That would have been a good argument.
And it would have been a good argument. But I like the Green Bay Kansas City one. I think that's going to be one hell of a game. Another game that I thought was maybe I think Tampa Bay's playing the Rams.
Yep.
That could be a good one.
That would be a good one.
Even though, last time I think Tampa Bay played the Rams, Tampa Bay had Jameson Winston, and Winston put up 45 points on that Rams defense. So imagine what Tom Brady's going to do.
I think the Browns-Chiefs game this weekend is going to
Are the Ravens.
Accidentally clicked that. I think that the Browns-Chiefs game is going to be good this weekend.
Here on the Warzone Sports Network, we just have random flames pop up everywhere.
Yeah,
I think the Browns game is being overrated this weekend. The Browns played good against the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. Hell yes, they did. But who was the quarterback for the Chiefs?
Patrick Mahomes. Henny came in like the third, fourth quarter. But yeah,
and that's when the game got close.
Yeah, I mean, this Browns defense is much improved from last year, so I think it's going to be a good game. I probably wouldn't pick it as my number one game of the year because I'd also agree with you. The Chiefs are probably going to take care of business, and I wouldn't be surprised if even if it got a little out of hand.
You know who it sucks because I play fantasy football, and I play fantasy football, and I have two Chiefs on my team, and I got to root for the Chiefs now, and I'm a Raider fan. Oh, here we go.
I've kind of just accepted that they're going to be amazing, and I don't root for them to win. But when I'm playing fantasy football, I'm like, okay, I kind of got to give them a little bit less of that hate treatment that I give the Broncos and Raiders, just because there's nothing I can do. All I'm doing is hurting myself by holding this hatred. But my hatred for the Broncos and the Raiders, it works out because those two teams don't have any guys I want anyways. So it works out for me to just continue that path on.
So if you guys are watching now, go ahead and put my name in the comment section as I won all 3 rounds. You guys already know.
No. I won the first 2. We already saw the votes.
Where did you see the votes? Sir, you are way wrong.
There's some in
there. No wins this round.
There's some in there for you. We'll count them up after the show. I want my 20th victory, though, so go ahead and vote for me, please.
So go ahead and get it done, guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. And guess what, guys? Football season is back, like Mike and I have already said. Football season is back, and that means the Warzone Sports Network has you covered. Tomorrow on the Warzone Sports Network in the morning, the Fantasy Football Speakeasy. All you got to do, what Tony said, you got to knock 3 times, and you can come on in with get your cool fantasy advice from us. And then on Sunday mornings, tell your family, your friends, your coworkers, anybody, if you want to give them good advice, bad advice, it doesn't matter. Send them our link because we will be live at, what are we going, 8 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah. 8 to 9:30.
8 in the morning Pacific time, which is, 11 a.m. East Coast time. You guys can ask us your stardoms, your sit-ems, anything you want about the fantasy football. We're going to give you some rankings from one of our guys that we know and trust. Come on, join us Sunday morning. Talk football. Get ready for the football season and get ready for the football games on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm super excited. And the Chargers are playing Washington, so it's going to be an early morning. It's like right after that, I'm going to get to watch the game. So I'm going to be more than hyped for that show and ready to go. If you think that I was hyped for this show and yelling and talking all that nonsense about Amari Cooper, show up to that show. I'm going to double down on all my nonsense about Amari Cooper.
And then Tony Tucker and I are doing the Sunday night game live on the Warzone. And I believe that is the Bears and the Rams.
We had so much fun on the Thursday night stream.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. You guys join in, have fun, join the conversation. It's going to be a great time. Football season, is back.
Yep, and one other thing to plug real quick before we sign out of here. You can see the T-shirt jersey if you want to join Team Mike. I think it's on there, but there's other Warzone Sports Network merch that we have. Jeff voting for Joe.
Thanks, Jeff.
The J thing. Jeff, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your viewership, even though you didn't vote for me.
Jeff told me NASCAR sucks, Brady sucks, and the Chargers suck.
Who said that?
All right there.
He said NASCAR sucks. Anyways, head to www.warzonesportsnetwork.com. We got merch on there. You can buy the NWO themed Warzone shirts. You can buy the shirts with the gold logo across the front. They're all beautiful, and they all help us out a ton to get us out there. more than your $20 purchase on the shirt, more just getting you walking around with some Warzone merch on. Beautiful. We'd love to see it. So go to warzonesportsnetwork.com. There's also blogs, bonus content, and everything up there. Prize Picks. We're with Prize Picks. If you go to prizepicks.com, put in your picks, make your deposits, use code Warzone. They're going to match up to $100. So double your money with code Warzone. It's a limited time while we're working with them, so don't miss out on that opportunity. I think that's all, Joe. Did I miss any plugs?
Don't try to be me, Joseph. It ain't easy, my brother. Well, not everybody can be Tony Tucker, and we've always said that. But, Mike, you got a little bit of advice for anybody out here?
Yeah, I mean, other than the fact that not everyone can be Tony Tucker, my advice to share, and I share this advice with all of my friends and close family members, so you guys are getting a Mic on the Mic exclusive right here. And the advice is that you never know when you're talking sports or when you're in a sports debate when you're going to have to go to war.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. Step into the war zone.